All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me. So today I'm going to take you on my mega meal BU cooking tour. We are going to do real time, everything from buying all the food down to cooking it. And I may fast forward a little bit through some of the times because it's pretty long and this video is already going to be about an hour. So we'll go ahead and start here for the turkey platters. I'm going to need 4 butterball turkeys, I do believe, for the menu. During the filming, I will be putting little screenshots of what you guys need to be looking at when you're on your BU site. I don't really concern myself with looking at the recipe more than being on my BU site and taking a look and seeing what ingredients I need. The site, when you take a look at the ingredients, that's what's going to let you know if you're ready to prepare your food. The recipe is just kind of there to be cute in the cookbook. So I'm more concerned with, of course, having all of my serving sizes, whether I'm doing 2, 4, 8, or 16. For the mega meal, I'm doing a lot of 16s and 8s. I'm not doing them in 2 platter increments anymore because I'm already SG level and I'm not really worried about the points anymore because who knows if there's anything over SG. And to be totally honest, if there is, I'm pretty sure the amount of points is going to be magnanimous and just way too much to conquer. We had to do 6,000 to get to SG, so I can only imagine if we're going above that, it's going to be even more. So we're going to buy everything. I'm going to show you guys when things happen and you run out of food while you're cooking. I haven't kind of really gotten down to the nitty gritty of me having to buy multiples of things. Like if 2 of what I'm cooking needs milk, I'm going pretty much by just buying milk for my first meal, and then I eventually have to come back to the store and grab some more. So I'll even show you guys that because of course nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect when I'm cooking in BU. I do run out of things while I'm cooking. So definitely want to go over that as well. So here I'm still buying turkey. To be totally honest, I think I'm buying too much turkey because I think the turkeys come in 4 packs, but I bought so many of these. Probably shouldn't have, but I did. Other things that are on the menu are going to be, what are we cooking? Ribs. We're going to cook a honey glazed ham. We're going to have mashed potatoes, creamed corn, collard greens, green beans, dinner rolls, and cornbread. I wanted to cook both of the dinner rolls and the biscuits, but the biscuits turned out to be a lot to make. And so you'll see towards the end, I cooked so many biscuits and I didn't even realize it. I ended up cooking like 24 servings of biscuits. And it's absolutely ridiculous. So we'll be eating biscuits forever at the house. Here I'm just getting the seasonings for a lot of the meals. So I do all of my shopping at the Musical Notes pantry. As I've told you before, Robbie was my very first person to help me in BU when I came on the scene. He added me to his kitchen and he showed me how to cook that liver pate pudding that gets up your stats really, really well. And I kid you not, I was cooking liver pate pudding for about a good month because I was scared to cook anything else. But I did go to some of the BU cooking classes when they had them. So that helped me out a lot as well. And then of course, trial and error is what you get when, you start off cooking and things like that. So here I'm just getting lemon juice. This is a lot of the glazes and the seasonings for the meats. So I usually start off with just I start off with all the mains. So I'll get everything for the mains. And then I'll get everything for the sides and kind of go home. And once I have green check marks along majority of the preparations, then I will go ahead and start cooking. So I'm getting the ham hocks here. I believe they're for the green beans that I cooked. So I needed about, I think 8 of these. So 1 pound is 1. So I think I bought 8 of these, or maybe I needed 4. I don't know. Yes, I do sporadic buy, so I do click them all. I don't wait. I buy them all and then I wait for them to come to my inventory because sometimes I am uh well, I have a lot of patience, but when it comes to BU cooking, I know how much time it takes, and then, you know, trying to keep your stats up when you're cooking big meals because your energy and your hygiene go down so fast. And of course, in between cooking a lot during the meals, you know, you'll have to res out your sink because the dishes get dirty and you have to wash them. It literally throws you off of the oven. And it's so rude. It'll say, you can't cook anymore. You need to clean up all these dishes. So I do like that realistic factor because even in real life, when we're cooking, when our sink gets full, we do have to go ahead, wash some dishes up because I clean as I go. So I have done it to where it's not asked me before, and I went ahead and washed the dishes after making probably about 4 sides, and then I'll go ahead and wash the dishes on my own, and then I didn't have to encounter that being thrown off of the kitchen. So here the ham hocks are coming. Like I said, I got them all there, and I'm waiting for all of this to rest. So you can see these textures are having a heart attack here in Black Dragon. So if you do use Black Dragon, that is something that you are gonna have to just kind of get used to because I haven't found a fix for this. I think it's kind of an SL thing as far as, you know, when textures are created. So I do change the wind light. Sometimes that does help. This isn't a Black Dragon tutorial, but just in case, sometimes it does help to change the wind light. So here, I believe I'm looking for the green beans. So here we are. They come in a pack of 10, I believe. Oh, and 5. Okay, they come in 5s. So this is a voiceover. So if I seem like I don't know what I'm doing, it's because I filmed all of this in silence just to grab little snippets. It was about 11 shots of different time frames, and then I'm splicing them all together. So here we are. I did cut the scene because it did take a little bit for some of the things to get to me. So now I'm out here in the market area. We're going to go ahead and grab our fruits and vegetables. So out here, I needed to grab probably, let's see what we're getting. Another thing here, Black Dragon does not show me a lot of the textures for the vegetables and fruits. So I'm getting some onions. We all know the prep dish that's a really main one is going to be onions, garlic, bell peppers, you know, for you to chop those things up for them to go into the dishes. I like to shop here because they have a table it's kind of like the clearance section. So I always come over here first. These expire within 10 days or less, and then I will hunt around this table for what I need. This will be reduced price things because they're trying to go ahead and sell it quickly because it's going to expire soon and you need to cook it as soon as you can. So I did look around the table here. I don't believe I found anything that would help, but this is the table I come to when I first come outside when I'm looking for vegetables or fruits. I've had a stall out here before as well. So I would put my things when they get to 10 days, and a lot of people do come by and buy things from here. So if you're looking for a place to put out your BU things, you can put out other things that are BU as well. They sell really good here. And it's not cheap. It's not expensive. I think it's like 50 or 25 a week. And I had bought up about a month. So that was enough for me to garden, you know, get all my harvest and sell it out here. So I didn't find anything over there. So I'm going to go ahead and buy the 10 pack of the Harvest Yellow Onion. Make sure you guys, when you buy it, you take it. I have left my things out here before, and other people have left their things out here, and I've told them that their things are out here. So I'll look and see who's the owner, and if it's not the person whose stall it is, I do message the person. I say, hey, your harvest is out here, and I send them a landmark. This here is me getting the potato harvest. I actually think I left this one because at one point he told me that I had some potatoes. So no, I took that one, but there was another one I probably bought and I left out here. So he sent it back to me. Let's see, okay, so this one's a 1. I don't remember how many potatoes I needed for the mashed potatoes, but okay, so it looks like I'm not taking that one, guys. So I do believe that's the one that I I left. So I am in the group for the musical note store. So I do go ahead and sit these things out and I put them into my inventory and store them to my assets, because while I'm out here, I can refresh my Beyou page where I'm looking for all the ingredients I need, and then it's updated real time for me. So that's also an easy thing to do as well. If you are somewhere and you're with that store and they give you a tag, always ask them, hey, can I res my things here and store them in my assets, so you don't have to run home, res it out, store it, and then come back and shop again. So that's another good thing. You can store all your assets while you're shopping, and that helps out a lot, because then I can just go ahead and refresh my page, look at the ingredients that I need, and I'll be like, oh, hey, I need to buy an extra one of so and so and so because I'm already here. Let me go ahead and grab it, and that's usually what I do. So it shows everything's updated here. I was just making sure that all my things had come and that I wasn't missing anything at all. So from time to time when I'm buying, if you see me pausing, it's because I'm on the other screen looking at my so if I'm stopping, I'm looking around for things. Okay, so I do believe I went back in the store. Like I said, if I'm stopping here and there, it's because I'm looking on the other screen at the BU site for what I need. Let's see here. I believe I was looking for, see what we end up getting. It might have been broth. So I pretty much know this store like the back of my hand since I shop here so much. I bring a lot of my friends here that are into BU because the store is set up really nice. It's not too big to be overwhelming, and everything is in its spot where it should go, and it's really neat. I have OCD, so I love going somewhere where everything is all nice and neat. So I got my chicken broth. As you can see, it went ahead and came, and I go ahead and grab that. So right now, more than likely, I'm getting things for the side dishes. So I'm back out here again. I think I'm looking to see if this was collard greens. Neither one of these was. That was spinach and that was lettuce. I scrolled around, there's more lettuce. So I don't see any collard greens out here. Like I said, I do check and then I'll go back over to the same area. I am selective about who I purchase from, so I will buy everything off of Robbie's section first before I look at other people that are out here. So I couldn't purchase these, and I think it was because they weren't for sale. So this, like I told you, then I'm looking around at other people's sections to see if I can buy theirs. I don't really like bothering Robbie, or if he's not online, there's really nothing I can do. And then I have to go and look elsewhere. So here, again, that was spinach. So I couldn't buy that. Let's see, this one, that's spinach again. I didn't see any collard greens here either. But then I looked across the way. Spinach seems to be in. Spinach is everywhere. Those are limes. I went over here, like I said, see, they sell water and things there. Someone's selling a painting. Over here, what do you know? More spinach. Okay, now we got some collard greens. These I could buy. I went ahead and bought them. I took them. I think for the collard greens, I was making a 8-count dish, but I think I already had enough of those. So here we are. I probably looked at my page and then I was like, oh, well, now I need something else. So I went back in. I'm at this point, I think it's mashed potatoes I'm looking for things for, because you usually need the cream to make it, you know, mashed potatoes. And then I needed buttermilk as well. See, and then definitely when you're buying things, look at how many, because see, the first one says buttermilk 1, then buttermilk 2, and then buttermilk 4. So just kind of use your money wisely and don't overspend, because BU can get quite expensive. I think for this food haul, I spent about 1,200 lindens. And I ended up cooking 3 main dishes, 4 sides, and 2 breads. And also, it's also because of how many servings I cooked. So a lot of it was, like I said, 8 and 16 count servings. And that's why it was so expensive. Usually I just cook for me. I'm known to mostly cook 4 servings just because I want to have, you know, enough food there so I don't have to cook again. Here, who knows what I was looking for? It wasn't there. We're back over here to Robbie's area. It was, yeah, this is for the cream corn. Whoever I bought the collards from, she said thank you, and I messaged her back. I told her, have a good day. Anytime someone messages me when I buy from them, you know, I tell them they're welcome, and, you know, I do appreciate other people having things out here for me. It does make it feel like a little community, and I really like that. BU brings a lot of realism to Second Life, making my avatar quote unquote a sim. So I got the corn there and I took it. Here I'm probably checking, like I said, the ingredients needed and looking to see what else I need to buy as far as completing the 8-count serving. So I'm back in the store. Yes, it's a lot of back and forth. I do Zoom a lot, but today I decided why not just walk so you guys could actually see the layout just in case you come here. So I think here I was looking for the biscuits for the rolls, and I am not even gonna lie, I was flabbergasted at this point. It had been a very long time since I'd cooked any type of bread for the meals, because a lot of the breads are standalone. They go to your inventory. You have to pull them out and eat them separately. They don't go on the plate. I would really rather they go on the plate, but hey, it's BU. Do it how you want to do it. So then I thought about it and I said, okay, well, when we eat rolls, if they are biscuits, they come in the can. So I started walking around, and of course this is like the frozen section, and then I was like, okay, wait, this is hash browns. I said it has to be over here somewhere, and I knew it was. I just didn't know what section. It kind of threw me for a loop. My mind had like a little brain thump. So it had got to the point where I was like, okay, wait, I need to figure out where I get these rolls. So I went over to the menu and looked at the recipe. So it says here butter, and it says, and then it popped. I said, it's over here in this section in a can that I need to bust open with a spoon and put onto a tray and cook. So as you can see here, we have dinner rolls all the way to the right, and I was able to buy those. These come in a count of 8, I believe. I think I tried to buy it here with my store credit, and it was like, nah, you don't have enough. So I did buy them. Okay, they come in 6. Okay, so yeah, so it says half. So I bought 2. I did not check my inventory assets for the rolls. And I think you guys, I had a ton of these dinner rolls already. So like I said, with the dinner rolls, I ended up having like 24 counts of these, and it was way too many, way too many. So I went ahead and bought those. And of course, you can never have enough butter. Butter is used in a lot of the meals. So I think the butter was used in the dinner rolls, the mashed potatoes, the corn. So I bought butter, but I do believe I had to come back and get some more. So I bought, I don't know how many of those I bought. Bought a lot of butter. Keep butter in stock, everyone. Just keep your butter in stock. Here is where the conundrum came in. I have never cooked cornbread before, and I bought this. Just add water, right? Easy as pumpkin pie. So I bought this, and then we had this booting thing going on. So I got the cornbread mix. So something happened with the cornbread, y'all. I couldn't cook it, and you're gonna see. And I go back for like cornbread like 4 or 5 times, and I eventually had to get Robbie. So here we're about to start cooking. Yes, I res out more than one kitchen. I know it's dangerous, but when I have mega meals to cook and things like this, I do res out about 4 kitchens so that I could at least have 4 things going at one time. Cook prep dishes as things are cooking, you know, when they stop and get done, then I can continue with whatever else I'm supposed to be cooking. But I'm okay with resing it out. I've done this pretty much my whole BU life, and I do get all of my food. So let's get right into it. So the first kitchen here, of course, you sit down, click it, click your cookbook so that it'll res out for you. And then we'll get to super cooking here. The first thing, like I said, I'd like to cook is the mains. They do take quite a bit of time. So the first thing that we're gonna cook here is going to be our turkey platter. You're gonna click start cooking. And as you can see, this is what I'm looking at, but I had already got everything for the recipe before this. I went back and spliced these into the screen so you guys could see what I'm mostly concerned with looking at. Okay, so it's going to be a main. For this, it's going to be poultry because it's going to be that turkey. We're going to click number 2. Number 0 is going to be our roasted turkey platter. And then it's going to ask me how many servings. For this one, I did make 16. Like I told you, I bought probably all the turkey in the store at this point. You're going to select dish, and number 1 is going to be our roast turkey. I'm going to zoom out here so you guys can see. When I click it, all of our things come up. There's our beautiful turkey, our seasonings, our salt. And to be totally honest, I do believe that's butter, you guys. Like I said, butter seems to be used in every dish I cook. So I do keep a lot of stock in butter. Okay, and yes, I do click everything at one time to go onto the meal. I know that's dangerous as well, but it's been okay since I've been cooking to click them all. We're gonna wait for all of them to apply to our turkey. Then it's gonna put our turkey into the oven. Let's take a look. Yep, it's in there. And it's going to start cooking. And there's our little 1%. It started. For turkey, you can click the cookbook and it will tell you how long it's going to take for that to cook. Here, it's going to take 888 seconds. So that's not really bad because I've seen some 4-digit things. So we're just going to go ahead and wait for that to cook. I'm not going to wait the whole 888 seconds because what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop off of this kitchen. I'm gonna hop to the next one and I'm going to start on another main. Okay, cookbook brings that up, click it. We're gonna start cooking. This is going to be our baked glazed ham. And like I said, you wanna get green checks all the way before you ever start cooking your food. Okay. Again, we're gonna go to mains. For our ham, there we go. There's our ham right there on 0. And then for the ham, I do believe I had selected, I believe for the ham, it was 8 servings. The turkey was the biggest one, which is for 16. The ham was 8. Yeah, the ham is 8. And then when I cooked the glazed ribs, those I believe were 8s as well. So you're gonna select dish. We're gonna have to do a honey glaze first, which is number 1, and then we'll apply that to our ham. So like I said, here we go. There's again butter, honey, sugar, seasonings that was from the menu. And then we're just gonna put it all into the bowl. Okay, again, I click everything. I go ahead and I wait for it all to combine, disappear. If you want to use the mixer, you can. Either way it goes, our little percentage is gonna come up. Going pretty fast. That'll get to 100. And then it'll go into our assets. When the quote unquote prep for the dish that you are making is included in your recipe, that will just disappear and it'll add into the assets, and then you'll continue on with what you're cooking. So here, we're gonna go ahead and click our cookbook again. You're gonna click select dish. Now baked glazed ham becomes number 1. Go ahead and click that. And then everything's gonna come out. So there's our beautiful ham, our glaze that we already prepared, pineapples, water, and I do believe that is, I don't know what that seasoning was, but there was 2 seasonings for that, but we had bought those. So again, I'm being a maniac. I'm clicking it all at one time. And we're gonna wait for all of that to adhere to our beautiful ham. It'll disappear from my hands, and then your cookbook will say it's in the oven, and now all we have to do is wait. So we'll go ahead and check on that. There's our ham in the oven. Okay, we have to wait for that to finish. Go ahead and close that up. Cooking the cookbook. Let's see how long a ham takes. See, there you go. 1,788 seconds to cook. Okay, so the hams do take a bit of time. So the ham will be cooking for longer than other dishes, and I'll be using the ovens to cook other things while the ham is still getting done. So because I have OCD, I'm gonna take away these platters because I don't want them out. And then we're going to sit on oven number 3. For this one, I do believe I started on the sides because I hadn't gotten the things for the baked glazed ribs yet. So here we're gonna cook our southern green beans, ham hocks, water, green beans, potatoes, diced onions, and black pepper seasoning. So see how I looked at that recipe already? At first, I had clicked family style. Okay, I think my mind clicked and I was like, wait a minute. I have a prep dish in here. So let's see if I was able to make this dish without first doing the prep dish of the onions. So if I had onions in there, so see, the book told me that I could not make that because I didn't have the diced onions. So now I'm starting over, selecting the recipe, and now I'm going to prep dishes number 2. Okay. I need dice. So slice and dice is the same thing. So I'm gonna put number 4. And what I was missing was those sliced and diced onions. So I'm gonna go up to the, 0 yellow onions. And I need to cook the same amount for how many I'm gonna cook. So I actually did that because a lot of my recipes include diced onions. So I will make the full amount of the prep dish. Prep dishes, you can make the full amount and they'll just use them up as you go through making your other recipes. So you don't have to do a 2, a 4, like unless you're trying to get your points, then that's fine. Prep dishes, there's so many amounts that are needed. I just usually max it out every single time. Okay, so I did the 16, even though I only need an 8 count for the green beans. So we're gonna go ahead and slice those up. Now they are in our assets. Okay, we're gonna wait for that to disappear from the cookbook. And then we're gonna go back and we're going to select number 7, which is gonna be our sides. And then this is where we'll go ahead and cook our green beans. So now I have that prep dish in there, and I am cooking 16, I believe, of the green beans. I'm gonna cook select dish. We're gonna cook our green beans, and here our things are rezzing out. Okay, so we've got our ham hocks, our water, our canned green beans, our potatoes. As you can see, our diced onions are there now, and our I think that's black pepper that we were putting in there. So again, I'm clicking everything. I'm putting everything into the pot, and then I do go ahead and click that knife to chop those potatoes up, put them into the pot. The other things went ahead and rezzed, and then the potatoes are eventually going to chop themselves up anyway, and then they will go into the pot. Okay, there we go. Look how beautiful that is. See how nice? Yay. And then those will get added to the pot. Okay, so for green beans, let's go ahead peek at how long those take. The green beans, they don't take as long as other things do. It's a side, but as you can see that right there, it says diced onions. This is from a separate recipe. That will let you know that you also need a separate recipe for the recipe. So these take 334 seconds to cook. Not long at all. We've got our green beans going, and we have our countdown percentage happening. So I'm gonna hop off of here, move to number 4. All right, so here we're gonna res out our cookbook. All right, I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see. We're gonna click start cooking, and we're gonna go ahead and do our collards. So we're gonna need ham hocks, chicken broth, onion, sugar, apple cider vinegar, water, our collards, salt, pepper, cayenne, and our hot sauce. All right. So again, this is the cookbook sides. And I do believe I ran out of something here, so I had to go back to the store. I went ahead and skipped that part for you guys, and we're back on to the sides here. It's going to be a veggie mix for that, and then number 1 is going to be our collards. So this one, I'm cooking 8 for this side. All right, let's take a look here. Recipe, there we go. Gorgeous, delicious. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and click our cookbook. We're going to select dish. So we're going to have to boil the ham hocks first. So all of this pops out. But like I said, there's a recipe within the recipe. And we're going to click everything. And yep, I clicked it all. And I'm over here chopping this up. So making this go a little bit faster than normal. Okay. We're going to wait for all of that to get into our pot. Let's take a look and see what we got. So this, like I said, is going to be our baked ham hock first. So it's not going to look like greens yet because we're not on to step 2. We're still at step 1 of this recipe. Okay. So as you can see, the turkey has been completed, and so has our green beans. So now we can hop back to this one, select our recipe. We're going to do another side. For this one, it's going to be veggies. We're going to go ahead and start on those mashed potatoes. And this one is a count of, I think we did 8 for this one as well. Let's see. Right. Gonna click our book again. Select dish, and there we go, country mashed potatoes. And I had to start over. So here, more than likely, there was a prep dish that I neglected to do. So there's gonna be, I need to boil my potatoes first, and I missed that step. So number one is gonna be our boiled potatoes. And like I said, it's gonna be the same number. We're gonna do 8. Roll around so you guys can see. And then we're gonna select boiled potatoes. So here's our potatoes and our water. We're gonna just click both of those, add them to our pot. Okay, let's chop those potatoes up. There we go. Those beautiful, beautiful potatoes again. And we're gonna add those to our pot. So we're gonna have to wait for this to get done. Okay, there's our temperatures, our little percentage starting. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop here. All right, so this one's gonna be cream corn. We're gonna need black pepper, again butter, flour, heavy cream, corn, and granulated sugar. All right, this one's also gonna be in the number 5 veggies, and then it's gonna be number 2. All right, this one, we're cooking, I believe it's also 8 servings for this one, yeah. Okay, look at that, delicious. I like cream corn in real life too, so it makes me happy to cook things in Beyou that I also cook in real life. Okay, cookbook, select dish, number 1, which is our cream corn, and all of our things pop up. Okay. So I've always been on the fence about this cream corn because when I click all of the things for it to go in, and then when I get to the corn, we're cutting up corn. I have no idea whose knife is sharp enough to cut that corn up into little pieces with the cob in there, but I have a knife that can cut through it, but I'm not going to be trying to put that whole entire piece of corn in there. So I would probably stand it up and then shimmy off the corn kernels. But we've got our corn going here. That's looking delicious. And there's our timer starting. Our percentage pops up and the cookbook says we're just gonna wait for the time for that. For the corn, it's probably around 300 or 400 seconds, just like everything else. Right, let's check on our ham. Okay, got 78% done for that. Okay, our potatoes are still boiling. Fast forward. All right, so at this point, I couldn't cook anymore because I was stinky and I was tired. So here I'm just rezzing out a tub and a chair to kind of get that up so that once the things that are on the stove get done cooking, I can just hop right back on. So during the waiting process, it's really good to do that. And then that makes things go a lot faster for you. Okay, our potatoes were done. So I'm gonna hop back over here and we're gonna go back to our sides. Now we can go ahead and select our potatoes, okay? We've got our prep dish in our assets. We're going to select number 8 so that we can cook that many servings. Click our cookbook again. There's our mashed potatoes. Select dish number 1. All right, so since we've already had our boiled potatoes, we're gonna just add everything in. It's just like real life. You turn your potatoes off, you put them in a bowl, you mix everything together, make it as creamy as you like, put as much butter and milk and cream as you want. And those are immediately finished after the timer. Okay. Right. We are still waiting on these boiled collards. It's taken forever. Those take a very long time. So keep that in mind when you're cooking. If you're cooking on one oven, if you're cooking a lot of things, it could be a whole day of cooking for you depending on what you have selected. So here we are on mashed potatoes. That's going up pretty fast, 100%. And I get the mashed potatoes. So that side comes out immediately after you're done. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and delete that because I don't want it there. And now, since we're here, we're gonna go ahead and start on the dinner rolls. This became a nightmare, you guys. So dinner rolls, our cream corn is finished. Dinner rolls are gonna be in the breads section. So it's number 3, I believe is what I wanted to cook those buttermilk biscuits that you see on number 2, but I ended up looking back at my other screen and I was like, oh my God, I have so much stuff for dinner rolls. So I guess that's what I'm cooking. So number 3. And then I click 16 because I think on my webpage it did say 16. And I was like, oh, well, let me just cook the whole amount just in case, you know, everyone loves bread. You need at least 2 rolls when you eat your meal. So no one eats just 1 roll. So gonna click our cookbook, select dish, our dinner rolls, and everything pops up. So like I said, butter, you guys, butter in our rolls. So we're just gonna butter the rolls here. This is a real simple dish. Literally we just butter the rolls. Okay, so we're waiting for that to happen. Okay. And then, all right, so see how I tried to sit there and it wouldn't let me? At this point, I had so many dirty dishes. It was time to, ta-da, wash the dishes. So I'm looking here for my kitchen and I'm looking for my island. So there's my island there. I'm gonna go ahead and res that out. Okay, let me zoom over. Okay. So I just sit it out here, you guys. I sit on here. I go ahead and click so that I can wash the dishes. Do dishes is right there. Sink's gonna fill up and then it's gonna say, please click on dishes to start washing. So I usually click on the cup and then you can hand wash or you can put it in the dishwasher. If I have a sponge, I'm more amped to hand washing because even in real life, I hand wash my dishes because I feel like if I put them in the dishwasher, I'm running up the water bill and the light bill at the same time. And it's ridiculous, you guys. I use a lot of my real life tendencies in Beyou. All right, so our ham finally finished. So we went ahead and did that. Okay, at this point, I'm finishing up the dishes. I'm gonna sit here. All right, so our rolls are in the oven. Okay, so I clicked the book to see how long the rolls would take. And I'm just gonna go ahead and start on the cornbread. Okay, so here I'm taking a peek, see, like I said, I added this in. And I move up to this next kitchen. So here's where the calamity starts. Look, it says basic baked cornbread, you guys, and some butter. So I select the recipe. We go to desserts. Well, no, prep dishes, my bad. So there's a prep dish of making cornbread before you make the buttered cornbread. So see, it says here, basic cornbread. So I click number 4. I'm gonna do 16 because hey, like I said, you need more than 1 slice of cornbread. I usually eat like half a pan. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I love me some sweet cornbread. So it says, see, it says this becomes an ingredient to another recipe. And then there's a whole separate recipe in the midst of that one. So pay attention to that blue and that green writing. So then I'm gonna do the basic cornbread. So at this point, nothing is resin out and I'm like, oh my God, what is happening? Something is wrong. So I was like, I have everything. I was like, all checks are go. All right, there's that first batch, 16. 16. So see, it says you're missing these ingredients. So I was missing milk. I was missing all kind of stuff. Okay. So I was like, okay, you know what? Let's just hop up. Let me try it again. So we're back again. Okay. I went to the store. I got all that stuff that said I needed for the cornbread. And then I was like, okay, let me go back and try to cook it again. So here we are back at the recipe book. And at this point, I think I was looking at the recipe and it still showed me missing cornbread. And I was like, okay, that has to be a prep dish. I'm trying to make it, so just let me make it. So selecting the dish here again, desserts. I obviously clicked the wrong thing. I wanted to take you guys through the bloopers because I was a nutcase on here and I was like, what am I cooking? So then I'm on here. I don't know what I'm cooking. Okay. So this is the prep dish, you guys, for the cornbread. So here we go. So I finally went back. Okay, so let me tell you guys a little bit of backstory. I literally had to message Robbie and I said, something's going on with this cornbread. I have this box, but I can't cook the cornbread. I need your help. There was a whole 40 minutes in between this, you guys, where we were both scouring the store looking for a separate cornbread recipe. So the box of cornbread that you saw me get earlier, that is a whole separate recipe that goes into this one. So here I'm making the first part of the cornbread, which is the basic cornbread batter. Okay. So I'm waiting for this to complete. So this is the base part of the cornbread. Okay. There was a whole separate recipe. So it's 2 recipes for the cornbread. It's going to be the basic cornbread recipe and then the buttered cornbread recipe where it's adding butter to your cornbread. It's really insane, but it took me forever. I was about to give up on this cornbread, y'all, but I was like, let me just try. And so Robbie did help me as usual. And we found the recipe in the prep dishes for the batter, which is like the basic cornbread. So we're at what, 90% here. We're just going to go ahead and wait for that 100%. Okay, so that disappears and it tells me that it's now added to my assets. Okay, and I was like, okay, good. Now maybe I can cook this cornbread that's taking forever. So here I am probably checking my recipe ingredients on the Beyou page. So let me go ahead and click that, select dish. Okay, here we are, basic cornbread again. I'm going to click this, pour that into my pan. And you guys, this is gonna have to go in the oven and cook first. We're not done with the cornbread, okay? I promise we're not done. This is the first step, which is 1 recipe alone. Okay, so we're gonna get that in the oven. All right, so that went into the oven, okay? I actually clicked to see how long that would be, and I do believe it was quite a while. At this point, my body is exhausted. I couldn't cook anymore. So I'm just spending a little time here sitting, doing a little knitting. I plan on going to some more great places, great escapes that you guys saw on the previous video. If you guys know of anywhere that you want me to kind of look at, go over, just let me know down in the comments. If you want to cook with me, also let me know that as well. I don't mind bringing you over, adding you to my kitchen and letting you experiment. I will need you to purchase the assets that you need into the kitchen so that I can drop them in so that your recipe can be completely made. And just let me know what recipe. If I can get the recipe for you, that's fine. I'm willing to help anybody who wants to know about Beyou. As you all know, Beyou is pretty much a big part of my second life. It hasn't been, but I'm getting back into the groove and I'm really excited about this mega meal because I actually cooked the mega meal for a friend. He's having a big blowout and I cooked all the food. So I personally probably won't eat any of it, but I was like, yeah, you can make this and you can have it and we got it going on. So we're back at the store. I decided I need another main. Let's go ahead and make some baked glazed ribs. Who doesn't like ribs? Ribs are like the best thing ever. For the ribs, I do believe I cooked an 8 count of that as well. So here I am probably buying more ribs than I need, but hey, it's better to have more than not enough. Definitely didn't want to come back to the store again after this. So I bought those and then I went around and I got the rest of the things for the ribs. Okay, so there's one of the ribs, there's two. So at that point, I have 4 pounds of ribs. For your glazed ribs, there is a preliminary recipe of a rub. The rub includes like 58,000 seasonings. I'm joking, but no, it includes quite a bit of seasonings. Here, Black Dragon was not being my friend. Black Dragon was like, I am so tired of being back at this store because I did buy everything in one day, you guys. And at this point, the seasonings just were not trying to res. So while I gave that time to res, I went around here and I looked for other things that I would need. I do need sweet and spicy barbecue sauce. Bought a few of those. Those come in a 10 pack, so that's more than enough. Other things that I needed for the rib, I believe I needed honey, but I think I already had that. So I was just waiting and giving the seasonings time. And as you can see there, those textures again are bleeding together. Okay, there's my spicy barbecue sauce. Okay. I'm checking the website to see what else I need for this glaze because that's going to be a prep dish before you even get to cook the ribs. I did need Worcestershire sauce. And now, as you can see, my screen has resed all of the seasoning. So I needed black pepper. There's my sauce there. I got that, and I do believe I had majority of the rest of the seasoning. Okay. All right, got my pepper. And again, I'm over here on the clearance rack, so to speak. I came out here because I was looking for something that I needed. I do believe it more than likely is another part of the prep. So I'm zooming down and I need, I believe it's tomatoes. So I'm seeing, just to make sure, these were 5 tomatoes. So I went ahead and bought those, took them. That have been it, but I'm checking just to make sure and we're good. So we're back. My energy's up, the dishes are washed. There's nothing stopping me from making these ribs, okay? All right. So, okay, so here we are again, you guys, back at cornbread. So now we're on to the second part of making the cornbread, which is the actual cornbread. So remember, the first one was the basic cornbread, and now we're on to buttered basic cornbread. So this is literally me just wanting my cornbread to have some butter on it. A big hoopla, but hey, that's life. Again, butter, butter, butter. The cornbread that we already previously made is going to be in squares. So I'm literally just putting butter onto the cornbread because I don't want y'all eating dry cornbread. So, I mean, if you want to eat that dry cornbread, that's fine. But I'm not too particular about dry cornbread. I need it to be super moist, super buttery, and I do add sugar to my cornbread. Ugh, don't kill me, but I do. Okay, so here we're waiting for the butter to get applied to the cornbread. All right, just gonna go ahead and let that do its thing. We're gonna hop back here. We're gonna continue cooking. Okay, so our cornbread did come. We're gonna continue cooking our food. So the recipe that we're doing here is going to be our side. Okay. All right, so actually I think this one more than likely is going to be, see, there's a blooper. I had no idea what I was doing here. So we're gonna go back. It's gonna be our main. This is where I cooked the ribs. All right, so I came back, the ribs, starting over again. What am I cooking? Okay. Ah, the prep dish for the ribs. I totally forgot. So we're gonna need to do the rub. I'm gonna cook an 8 serving of that. I'm gonna wait for this to load in so you guys can see the sauce. Okay, so we went down. Okay, so sweet and spicy barbecue sauce. Okay, so there's spicy barbecue sauce, there's rub, and then you can make your ribs. So the ribs have 2 separate prep dishes for you to make. All right, so here we are. We've got our tomato, our onion, our Worcestershire. Y'all know what that word is. Worcestershire sauce, Worcestershire, whatever. I put both of those on there. I cut them up together. It's fine. I'm not going to cry from the onion or the tomato. We're going to go ahead, slice and dice this up, and we're going to have to wait for this sweet and spicy barbecue sauce to be completed. Okay, so that's all chopped up. It's going to go over here in our saucepan. It's looking good. This meal made me so hungry, y'all. I believe I ate up so much stuff after I cooked all this because I was so hungry. Okay. All right, so we're gonna wait for that to get done, and then we're gonna hop over here and have another seat because I do believe I need a little bit more energy. Again, this time we're just gonna have us a little drink. Okay. Just having a seat, sitting down, waiting. So here's a little run through of what I have. So the cornbread's in there, the dinner rolls, more dinner rolls. Good Lord, y'all. 16 plus 8, just ridiculous. Our ham, our turkey, our cream corn, green beans, collards, and our mashed potatoes. So this is the rundown of our food. We are waiting for our ribs. Gonna go ahead and get that finished, okay? So I did switch over to knitting to kind of help out my energy a little bit more. I do believe knitting is very good for the Beyou body and soul, and that's what I did. So I sat here for a bit. The glazed ribs are going to be the last thing that we have to complete. All of the other dishes are in our inventory. All right, so now we're on to the ribs. So ribs, our dry rub, our sauce, which were our preps, black pepper, some cloves, and again, you guys, butter, and more butter. I'm surprised that we don't have like high cholesterol or have to go to the hospital because of that. Because this butter is out of control. All right, so I'm gonna wait for that to rest for you guys. Okay, all right, there we are, our beautiful Blake grapes. Okay, so you see up here, it says the barbecue rub is a separate, and then our sauce is a separate. So it does say it on that recipe for you. All right, so we're gonna do our ribs. Okay. Nothing is rezzing for some odd reason. I don't know if we're in blooper stage or I didn't click the right thing. Hopefully I wasn't missing anything because I did not want to go back to the store. So I'm looking at my recipe on my other screen, the menu, and I'm like, what is happening? So I'm checking once, checking twice. I'm gonna see if these ribs are gonna be naughty or nice. And here, the book told me something. And I had to go back to the store again. Oh gosh. So at this point, I was over it. There was some seasoning I needed, and I didn't even go in the store. I just zoomed in there, and I'm looking at these. It probably was, let's see. Okay, so I'm helping these things res by scrolling my mouse over them. So let's see. What did I need is the question. But I do know it was a seasoning. So I'm looking here. You would think that I know these seasonings very well at this point. So I'm waiting for this last one. Oregano. That's exactly what I needed. I was missing a couple servings of that. So I got that. I'm gonna wait for this to come to the inventory. So I'm being impatient. Okay. Waiting. Ah, there we go. Oregano. And let's go back. All right, so. All right, let me zoom out. Go ahead and jump back on the stove we were on. Right. So. How about we add the oregano to the inventory, because I don't believe I did. I'm gonna click continue. Start over because we're missing something. Select recipe. What are we doing here? Okay, so this is our dry rub. So at this point I remembered, oh, I need to go ahead and res out that oregano that I just got. So I'm gonna put the oregano out, let that get added to the assets. Done. Go ahead and start on this rub. So like I said, with the rub, you need quite a bit of seasonings. The rub, we're gonna need a serving of 8 because I'm making 8 servings of the ribs. Okay, select dish, the dry rub. And here we are. There we go. 6 seasonings for the dry rub. Okay. Yes, I click them all, add them in. This is a dish that also just goes into your assets. It doesn't go to your inventory. It's for you to make your ribs. You're gonna need that. Right? They're all combining. And where's our timer? There it is. So this doesn't take too long. It's literally just mixing up some seasonings. It's just like if you put them all in a bowl and just stir them up with a spoon. So this little minute goes by pretty fast. So at this point, we've got our sauce, we've got our dry rub, and we can now cook these wonderful baked glazed ribs, right? We're gonna cook a serving of 8. We're going to select our dish, and now our ribs will pop up. Or not. At this point, you guys, I'm probably exhausted. I don't believe I had enough stuff to cook the amount that I wanted to cook. So at this point, I just selected 4 and I went on with my life. I did not want to go back to the store. I just wanted to cook these ribs and be done with it. So again, I'm clicking everything, you guys. Right there's our wonderful, beautiful slab of ribs. Butter. As you guys can see, the butter is like right there in your face. Butter is on everything I cooked today. So it's all combining. It's going on there. And then it's going to get popped into the oven. Okay, it's left the dish. It's in the oven in this wonderful pan. And we're going to wait for that to get done. Okay. All right, you guys. So I'm going to wait for that to get done. But other than that, we are finished. The ribs, they take 1,787 seconds to cook. I'm not going to let you guys wait that long. That is our mega meal. Woo, we did it. We did it together. So I will put up a picture of the finished product. But that's it, you guys. Thanks. Take care.